A lot of online creators are wondering if they can do their entire YouTube videos or their entire social media videos simply on this device. And the answer is 100% yes. And in this video, I'll show you step by step exactly what you need. What's up guys, my name is Marian and my content is strictly based on the questions that I get from you guys in the comments. So don't forget, if you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. So let's get right into it. So if you want to shoot your entire YouTube video, or let's say you have some ads to record or any kind of video content, this device, it's definitely good enough. But there are a couple little things that you should consider before you build your entire mobile setup, sort of say, right? So first things first, you have to decide if you're trying to do just a straight shot solo video, the same way that I'm doing it right now, or you plan to do an interview, because the amount of tools and tech that you need for these two are slightly different. And I'm gonna present both of them, and I'm also gonna show you some behind the scenes when I actually recorded an interview, and also how I recorded vlogs and all kinds of other video content. So number one, if we pick to record solo videos, my only setup for almost 2.5 years was literally this one. And I know it sounds and it looks fairly simple, but my theory is also you need to focus on momentum, and momentum means when you start recording, you don't have to spend too much time on actually doing the setup itself, right? So as you can see, this one is something, it's super simple, it comes from Foneso. And by the way, all the links of everything that I present in this video will be down below in the description. Full disclaimer, yes, there are affiliate links from Amazon and a couple other brands and places that you can purchase these, but it's totally your choice if you want to use those links. So as you can see in here, I got just a simple phone holder, like a mobile device holder, and you can even see that it's pretty worn out. Like even one of the bottom holders here are missing. So the only DIY thing that I did on this setup is I actually glued this microphone holder right on top of it. So I literally just had some Gorilla Glue, put it on top of it, and then I placed the actual microphone holder. And that was pretty much it. And again, what I'm using in here, it's a Rode. I don't remember the exact model, but again, you'll find the link in the description below. So the reason that I like this one is, regardless if I shoot interviews or I do just a solo video, it's pretty good because I can easily just grab this mini tripod, right? And this one comes with it. And if I have to put it on a table, right, the height of it, it's really, it's pretty tall, and I can just look straight to the camera. Like I don't have to, switch my body position in order to reach the level of the mobile device, right? So from here, I would just plug in my phone. And you need to really pay attention to this. You want to make sure you record the video on the back of the camera, like you on the back of the device camera, because this one, and this is an iPhone 12, but you can do this on iPhone 11, 10, Android devices, doesn't really matter. Just make sure you use the back camera because that's usually 4K. So another thing that I wish I knew from the beginning, you should focus on having your cameras on the top holder. So for example, if I do this, bear with me a couple seconds here, as long as my phone is not going on Instagram and other platforms while I try to do this. So as you can see, right, I could actually flip the phone and have the cameras down, but no, you want them right here on the top. And another thing that you'll need is you need an iPhone adapter, or if you use an Android, you're gonna need one of those as well. And unfortunately, Apple doesn't put this in your Apple device anymore. You have to actually purchase it as or from a third party or whatever, right? So super simple, you just plug these two in, and very, very important, the microphone in here plays a huge role. And of course, you need one of these fluffy things on the mic in case you record outside. If you do it inside, you most likely won't need it, but I always have it just in case. I always have it with me. So I'm gonna set it aside for a second here, but usually the mic comes with that. So as you can see, that's pretty much it. So I don't have to spend a lot of time to start putting into recording the actual content. I don't have to focus too much on the setup itself, right? I just need to make sure I have enough storage on the phone, and then boom, I can go and record. That's pretty much what you want to focus on, right? So this was my only mobile setup for probably 2.5 years, something like that, and I was super happy with it. And then my second one was actually the switch pod, and the reason that I switched from the previous one, and time to time I still use it, was because this one had everything in one, right? So it had the mini tripod, the one that I showed you that it's unscrewed from the bottom. It pretty much had it inside of the actual switch pod, right? So what's cool about this one is you can actually hold it as if you're vlogging, and then if you need to put it down, you just easily boom, like it's super stable. And I can also use it with my actual camera if I want to. I usually record on a Sony Alpha 7300, but for mobile devices, this is insanely good. Now, the only downside I would say from this one is the height of it, right? So for example, if I need to set it up, have my device right here, actually, let me just plug in. So usually the mic goes on top of it as well. But if I record on this one and then I have to set it up on a table, it's not as tall as as me. Even if I'm sitting on a chair, I most likely need to either get the chair to be lower, or me move a little bit my body to be able to be at the same height. That's the only downside of it. I haven't encountered that too often, therefore I'm not really complaining about it. I was just pointing that out in case you are a really tall person. All right, so let's move on. This is very good. Like, both of these setups are really good if you're trying to do just solo videos. These are perfect, right? So now let's move on in case you want to do an interview and you want to record it on your mobile device, right? So first things first, the number one thing that I would recommend, it's also coming from Rode. So is this adapter, right? You just plug it in, and you need two lav mics, two lavalier mics that you plug in right here, right? Both of them, and boom, you start recording. And again, you still need something like this, like you still need a tripod to hold your mobile device. And you guys probably already know, but it's very important to record in landscape mode, right? Like not vertical, unless you're trying to do 15-second videos for TikTok. Other than that, for YouTube, for ads, for anything from Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all other social media content platforms, you need to record in landscape mode, meaning horizontal and not vertical, right? Now, what's cool about this tripod, it has this ball head that in case you do want to record any type of vertical content, you can actually make it vertical as well. So a lot of times when I go live, I would use this one because I can just plug it in, boom, right? And it still holds. I can put it on my table. I can do a lot of different things with it. So it's really good, and I would highly recommend it. And actually both of them, right? Now, once you have this one plugged in, you do need two of the Rode lav mics. Again, both of these, you'll find the links in the description below. Super simple to use. The one thing that I usually don't like when it's a lot of gear involved is you have to pay attention to batteries, you have to pay attention to all kinds of different things. Therefore, the simple that you can make the setup, the better. So this one, I think it's 3 feet long, or at least close to it. And I just plug it in, right? And boom, I just clip it to my t-shirt. And then the other one, I would clip it to the person that I would take the interview from, and pretty much that's it. And I'll also put in the description below an interview that I had about in February back in Orlando, Florida at PodFest, and that was actually right before COVID started, so it was pretty cool. And I just use the Rode, my iPhone, and I did have a second angle with my Sony camera. However, most of the interview was recorded on my iPhone. So it's super cool and easy to use. Again, right? Like, you don't want to be paying attention to too many things, because you do have to, have your questions ready and make sure you have an awesome interview and all that. Therefore, you don't want to spend all your time just paying attention and worried about gear. All right, so let's move on. Another thing that I do like about Rode microphones is they came up with these, I think they're called Rode Wireless Go. So super powerful little guys. Again, the only thing that I don't like when I have to use these is I have to be paying attention to battery. However, if you're trying to do an interview or just solo videos and the video, it's not planned to take longer than an hour and a half to 2 hours, you're totally fine. You don't have to worry about it. This one is actually really good because you can plug in, you can actually clip the entire thing on your t-shirt and it actually replaces the mic itself. Like they have a mic built in. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can actually take the Rode lavalier and plug in here, right? And then just have this one somewhere in your pocket and then clip this one to your t-shirt. And this one is actually a much better option. Again, it all depends what type of footage you are planning to record. All right. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can definitely have your entire YouTube videos recorded on a mobile device, or if you're trying to do any social media ads or video content in general, making sure that you have an easy to use setup and you don't have to spend a lot of time. In my opinion, that is the key, and you're able to do this with just a simple device and just an easy to use adapter and a lavalier mic, and with one of the tripod and then the holders that I presented at the beginning of this video. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know if you actually used any of these and how you felt about it. And last but not least, don't forget to watch the next video coming up where I interview Pat Flynn about how to actually start a show and start a podcast and be able to grow your brand and your business. So I'll see you in the next video.